Week 15,
What's
Elite
up?
Fantasy Football. What's going on, Thomas?
Not much. Congratulations, fellas. There's 4 teams left. And don't worry about a thing.
Everything's going to be all right.
Everything's going to be all right. Before we get started, today's sponsor is Red Stripe. I thought this was a Jamaican brewing company. I did a little bit of research. I got an email from Red Stripe, and they said, hey, we'd like to be your sponsor. I said, all right. So we started looking. I call up there. Turns out this beer is brewed in the UK, and it's actually along with Heineken.
Huh.
So you learn something new every day. I didn't really talk to them too long. They were kind of snooty. So I said, yeah, we'll sponsor you. Have a nice day kind of deal with those guys.
Wonder why they put Jamaican lager on there if it's brewed in.
You're just trying to reach a certain audience, and they were probably doing a good deal, and they just got bought out by a bigger competitor. You know how that goes.
Thank you, Red Stripe. Well, Thomas, Week 15. What do you think of the 4 teams left, the 2 games,
Well,
which starts tonight, by the way?
I think 2 teams are going to have a great Christmas, and 2 teams are probably going to want to stay away from everybody in the house on Christmas. So,
I tend to agree with you on that.
yeah, I feel for everybody, but you made it here, so continue to do what you did to get here, and hope that everything plays out and gets you to where you want to go. The one thing I will say before we get into the breakdowns here, if you advance this week, you're required to come in next week.
Okay.
So you're going to be the sponsors or the guests, and we'd like to have both teams. We get, maybe you can't come, but we want you to do everything you can to be here next Thursday if possible.
I'll be here.
There you go. We're going to start off with the first matchup here, and because it was only 2 matchups, it was a lot easier to really look into these matchups. You have Bunkin' Ain't Easy versus Funny Guy, which Funny Guy, again, I alluded to this last week, he's having the greatest fantasy season in league history. If I almost picked a different song for today, because I imagine, his palms are sweaty, his knees are weak, his arms are heavy, got a little bit of vomit on his sweater, bonds, spaghetti kind of deal.
Absolutely.
It's a bitch being the front runner, and I would say he is the front runner. Bunkin', I had been saying his name as a team that could possibly make it to the finals. He's here. So they're both here. Current projections, 94 for Bunkin', 109 for Funny Guy. Personally, I would rather be Bunkin' in this situation, because when you get a big difference, a lot of times the projections are wrong.
Yeah.
Looking at the matchups, Funny Guy is really going to need Allen, McCaffrey, and Lamb to stay hot like they were a few weeks ago. McCaffrey all year, Lamb for about the last month and a half, and he needs a big one from Allen. For Bunkin', I got a few more names on the list, but he's going to need a lot of people to pull their weights, especially if McCaffrey goes off. So I look at it like this, Ryan. A.J. Brown is due. Jefferson is due. You picked him first overall for a reason. Hopefully he comes through for you. Mixon's got to do something against the Steelers, and Tua has to have a big game to match Allen. If all that happens, and I think it could,
No, anything's possible at this point.
I'm taking Bunkin' to win this by only 1.7.
So both of these matchups, my heart is going one way, but my decisions are going another way. And with this one, my heart is going with Bunkin, but I think Steve wins this by 13.
Another thing I want to add on this matchup that I didn't say, I know I was a little long with the breakdown there. Bunkin is also on a 3-game win streak, and I think he's won 5 of the last 6 in this. He's 8-4 all time. This is kind of reverse from the way Funny Guy treats the Buffalo Tots. Bunkin kind of treats Funny Guy like that in the all-time series here. So we'll see.
We'll see. Both of these games ought to be good.
Yeah. The second matchup on the AFC side is the Hawk Stars versus White Lightning Black Hammer. And these two teams have identical records. White Lightning Black Hammer won the matchup this year. And also, White Lightning Black Hammer is on a 3-game win streak in this series. So, current projections, this one, even in the projections, are a nail biter. 106 for the Hawk Stars and 107 for White Lightning Black Hammer.
Wow.
So these are two great teams. Looking at this one, again, for White Lightning Black Hammer, he's got A.J. Brown. He's got Stephon Diggs. He's got Jalen Hurts, which if Browns do. So if them two go off, that's deadly. And you got McCaffrey, who's also, he speaks for himself. On the flip side, Hawk Stars, he needs Mahomes this week to be the Patrick Mahomes that has, quite frankly, won a lot of teams' championships. And the cool thing for him, if that happens, he has Kelsey. And Kelsey, correct me if I'm wrong, he's due for a 3-touchdown game.
Correct.
So Hawk Stars could really use that. And looking at it, he really, really needs to separate himself with Kyron Williams and Henry. I think both of his running backs here are going to be needed in this matchup. The overall series is 9-6 in favor of White Lightning Black Hammer. All that goes out the window in both these matchups. It doesn't matter. It's about this week. And with all that being said, I am going to take White Lightning Black Hammer to do what he's done all year, score big, and I predict him to win this by 10.
So again, my heart, of course, is going to the Hawk Stars, but then the brain absolutely points to White Lightning Black Hammer, and I think he wins this by 13.
Ryan asked this question last week, and I still stand by my answer. I want to see a team that's not on the trophy make it. So I regardless of what happens, best of luck to everybody. Every one of them deserves it. But I would love to see Bunkin or Hawk Stars or White Lightning Black Hammer, in no particular order, get their name there on the trophy. And nothing against Steve. If he gets his name on there again and goes to his 4th, kudos to you. You deserve it. You had a hell of a year. So that's all I have for this league, other than January 6th, Saturday.
I haven't gotten any RSVPs for that, and that's fine. And I know we're a few weeks out, but I really need to know by, the end of next week if you guys want to do it, because if nobody's coming, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But
not only that, if there's 5 people that want to do it, we can go to Green Turtle or something instead of having it
do
here.
something small.
Yeah.
Do something smaller and then do it that way. So if you want to come to the party, we want all the teams here. Ray did respond that he couldn't make it, which I appreciate. Just hit us up. Let us know, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. And if you could do that by the end of next week. That's all I got.
I'll put a reminder in the when I send this video out. I just want to continue what we did last week. So in Ray's league, the Bald Hawks are in it still. They advanced. They're the 4 seed. They're playing the 1 seed this week to go to the championship game, and they're actually favored in that matchup. And I think if everything holds steady the way it has, I think the Bald Hawks make it to the championship game.
I think they do.
And it's been a long time coming in that league. The Bald Hawks have definitely taken some lumps on top of the head over the past 3 years.
Well, you know, Thomas, it takes 3 years to get back on track.
Yeah. And also, Thug Nasty is in it. He's the 2 seed. He's playing the 3 seed. So it'd be kind of cool to play Ray in the championship game. He got us in the regular season. But I looked at his team. He's got a hell of a squad. I think I'd rather play Shaquan for the team.
Shaquan for the team.
Yeah, well, I'm not the best. I went to Lackey High School, so.
It's kind of like take one for the team, shake one for the team.
Nice. And then the other league, Primetime is still in it, and he's playing the number 1 seed there. So I hope he advances back to the championship for like the 5th year in a row.
Yeah.
And how about Javon's?
In Javon's league, the playoffs actually start this week. They go to week 18. The Hawk Stars in that league have a first-round bye. Slapham did make it by the skin of his teeth. It's an 8-team league. They take 6, and he was a 6 seed. Not a very good team over on that side either.
Okay. Again, best of luck. Try to enjoy your Christmas. Anything can happen, right? You might be down early. Look at Steve last week. He was down early, and McCaffrey got him 39 points. So maybe turn the TV off.
Dean, good luck, buddy. I need a big game from the Notre Dame guy tonight. Notre Dame, right?
That's it.
He's my fucking guy, dude. I need a big game from him.
Peace.